Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Bichi, we want to thank you so much indeed for giving us an opportunity to have a chat with you here on Control TV. Your Royal Highness, let's begin with the reception that you got when you were enthroned as the Emir of Bichi. I was there and I saw the kind of, representation from just about every corner, from the east, the west, the north, the south. It seems that you stand as a figure of unification. Would I be wrong if I say that?
I would not know, but I hope I am, and I strive to be. My friends are all over the world, not to mention the country. I have seen, as I always said, I've been very close to my late father, and I've seen his friends. They are from all over the world, and that has inspired me to have friends all over Nigeria. So wherever I am in Nigeria, I feel at home. And that's what I expect my friends and other people from other parts of the Nigeria to feel when they're in Kano or in Bichi, to feel they're at home. So if that impression is created, I'm so happy.
What's His Highness's plans for the economic growth of the people of Bichi, such that it's even comparable to that of Kano?
Well, first of all, let me make it clear. It is not my job, nor is it part of my job description to provide infrastructure for the people of Bichi or Kano. This is the job of the government. The government has the mandate to provide all the infrastructure, education, everything to our people. So whatever we attempt to do is to help. We don't want to just sit down and watch what is happening. Complement the government, complement the authority. Essentially, that's what we do. So yes, I'm involved in a lot of things like that, but most importantly, my pleasure is to see my people employed. So I got involved in a lot of things. Invite my friends to come and help me from all over the world. In terms of what my people want, how they benefit. They're agrarian, most of them. So, and they're traders. So when I came here in Bichi, the first thing that came to my attention was the market here in Dawano. The Dawano market is the largest grains market in Africa. Yet, there is no electricity grid there. Everybody uses his own generator. There is no facility for clean water supply, stuff like that that will make life easy for them. And indeed, there are also factories that work for that market. Before you export product from there, what I see is how we are going to improve the value chain before the product are exported so that people benefit more. So I have asked my friends to come and set up factories, provide solar electricity to the whole area so that this idea of using generator, first of all, the environment will be better for it. And then the people working will have better atmosphere of working. In addition to that, we are Also thinking of building a solar village, Bichi. We're also working on setting up university with my friends, helping me out. This, I want to improve the lives here and see how we can change their lives for better. We're also talking about agricultural extension program where they will be educated on how to plant their goods and make the yield better through extension agriculture. And through Nine Mobile, I'm also doing training, skill acquisition. We graduated about 2 batch already, and more are coming. We just did another program on skill acquisition, and we were helped by NCC as well. They came in to augment what we're doing so that we can produce youth that will be useful to themselves and to their family and by extension to the community.
What would you say is the impact of Digital Bichi, which is your pet project?
Well, we have done it. Youth, we have invited youth to come and partake in what we're doing. They have done a lot, given the little resources and the time we have, but they've gone very far with that on the Digital Beach.
So, Your Highness, what would you then say is the comparative economic edge for Bichi today?
Sorry?
What would you say is the comparative economic edge that you have in Bichi?
Well, the only thing I have which can compare to what other people are doing is providing that education, bringing students from, some will graduate with a degree first class, but then they don't know what to do with it. There's no work in the public sector. There's no work in private sector. So for us, if we can give them that lift where they can learn how to use their degree to further their thoughts and understanding of community and how they can employ themselves, especially employing themselves, is very important to us. That is what we're doing.
I know that you have perhaps a forum for your contemporaries, emirs from other states, Nasara, for instance, in Jos Plateau. We saw some of them when they came for your lecture just before the coronation. How are you able to harness these kinds of resources for the improvement of, just about, yes, in your...
I don't have enough here to talk of giving it out. But yes, there's this program on Jobaman by a lady from Lagos. We're working with her. She has a program on skill acquisition, and she has a target of 5 million people to train. She's working with MasterCard, and I brought her to Bichi. Now, since we talk about 5 million jobs, 5 million training, and then subsequent absorption into the job market, I reckon we're going to expand it to places like Kano, and then Karai, which is another new Emirate, Gaya, Rano, and subsequently to other people. Because maybe 5 million jobs in Bichi might be too much to desire. But our aim is to start with Bichi. That they will come and train people, train youth, and then Once we start from Bichi, then we'll expand to other emirates in Kano and subsequently to all over the Federation. Charity starts at home, they said.
Your Highness, with the kind of challenges we have here and there, when did you say you're biting too much?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I will do whatever I can. I cannot allow this, I cannot see things like this coming. And then I will tell people, please, it's too much, let's wait. No, I will do what I can. And when there's too much, we'll take it out somewhere.
What are the expectations, do you think, your people have on His Highness now that you have started this assignment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What do you think the expectations are of you from your people?
Well, they want me to, first of all, be their opinion leader. Help them, tell them what to do or not to do. Be their leader, be their guide, and try to put them on the right path by the help of Allah. And where possible, try also to be involved in what I'm doing now, even though it's not my job. It's not my responsibility to do these things, especially in terms of providing infrastructure for growth. It's the government's duty. But they will expect me to be part of it, to help them, see them through, and grow with them.
It drives me to ask some questions that perhaps those who have grown up in the North would see as mundane. But here it is. Is there a significance of a coronation, do you think?
I will tell you, yes, there is. Let me give you how it started. Before the coming of the colonialist, there was no coronation. When the throne became vacant, the Sultan will send his emissaries, for example, to Kano to come and select an emir, appoint him in the mosque, turban him, and up he goes. Now, when the colonialists came, in their typical nature, they said they will appoint a king or an emir, and then they will give him 3 months or 4 months. It's probation. Once they see he's doing what they expect him to do, then they say, okay, let's come and give him staff of office. That's how it started. So it's a matter of debate. It depends on which part of the debate you
belong to.
Yeah, if you think it is useful, it's here. But for me, what was useful was the fact that people came to Bichi, saw what is happening, and I tell them, this is Bichi, come on, let's develop it together. That's my joy.
Your coronation was particularly very interesting. It was so colorful. I've never seen that kind of coronation in my life. And the array of colors that greeted it was just so breathtaking. Are coronations all like that?
I think so. I've been to so many growing up and up till now. I think most of them are pretty much a spectacle to watch. The display of culture and tradition, horsemanship, all those things are also not bad in terms of getting people to understand and know and export your culture. And that will invite tourists also to come and see what we have. And by extension also we have job creations and so on and so on.
That part you talked about tourism. Could you elaborate more on it? What is His Highness doing in that regard to take coronations and such, display of culture and traditions and the beauty of it all? What are you doing to be able to stamp are coronations on the map of tourism in the world?
Well, it's not only coronation. What I'm trying to do is to see if we can improve on what we are doing in terms of the festivities, uh, like Salah, during Ramadan, all our festivities, so that we can have a way where people will say, let me go to beach or go to Kano or go to wherever to watch something. When I received a foreign dignitary, I think, the Prince of Saboga a couple of months ago, and I treated him to a daba. And he said, when can I come again and watch this? So this is the kind of thing I want to do. But before you, which is also a way of giving people work to do, but most importantly, work in improving the lives of people through job creation. That is very important.
Your Highness, what are the efforts you're making to preserve the traditions of the Emirate?
Well, you can see ours is new. It is carved out of Kano, where I came from. And we thank God, this beach has been a training ground for princes. My grandfather was here as a district head. So Abdullahi Bayero was the district head of Bichi, Chiro Kano, before he became the Emir of Kano. My uncle, Sir Muhammad Sunus I, was district head of Bichi and Chiroma of Kano before he became the Emir of Kano. And of course, my elder brother now he was the first Emir of Bichi. And then before he became the Emir of Kano. So for us, Bichi is home. We are used to Bichi. Our grandparents were born here. We know the place. I have been to Bichi so many times as a young man to spend even summer holidays with my uncles. So for me, it's like coming home. And what I intend to do is to export what I've seen my foreparents did and bring it here to Bichi. And the durbas, the celebrations, everything will be exported here. We're only 30 minutes away.
Your Highness, one thing that strikes a lot of people about Kano is the high level of security. And one wonders, what did you do to attain that? Did you do it on your own? Was it the government? Was it, because I know anytime the government has to do anything, they first of all consult with the emirs.
First of all, we thank Allah for this. We cannot but say it is His will. He has decided that we remain peaceful, and we are. So it is the will of Allah that we are where we are today. And we hope He will keep us in this position even better. However, we have a system of reporting. Every morning, the ward head will report to village head what he has in his town. And the village head will reply it to the district head. And the district head will bring it to the palace in Bichia. So every day I receive a report of what is happening, what has happened, what is likely to happen through this information channel. And I take it and I send it to state government. Some I send them to the police commissioner in Kano. So we here are always abreast with what is happening. When we have guests or people that came with their cattle from Katsina or Zamfara and came to Kano out of because they are pushed out of the place. We know them that day they arrive. And we approach them and tell them, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you going to stay? This is our code. Are you going to abide by them? If you are not, please move on. We've been on this, and by God's grace, it has helped us a lot. And as I said, above all, it's from God. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to help the government keep that peace and provide security for our people. While we're talking about that, it is important that I urge the politicians and people on authority to really fear God and make sure that we have the people at heart, so that we can, most of these things are as a result of, I would say, absent of what to do. If you have a job that will feed you and feed your family, I'm not giving excuses for anything. Whatever is happening is wrong. But it's important we provide jobs for the people. If you have a job, I think you'll always sit down and attend to it.
In your time, when you were still a young lad, growing up, did you ever think that you would become Emir?
Maybe I will become, maybe I'm not, but I'm not fixated on it. It's not something that I have said I want to be an Emir and I'm going to work towards becoming an Emir. I just run my life.
And it's just paid off today?
Yeah.
Through the grace of Allah.
Allah.
Let me ask you one more question before we close this session. Do you perhaps have a favorite moment?
I do. A lone moment.
Your Highness, a lone moment.
A lone moment. I like to be in my room to myself.
What do you do at that time? You meditate?
Read, meditate. Yeah. Sometimes I forget things, but when I'm on my own, I remember and I write them down. I need to do this, I need to see this. I have, it helps me a lot to be alone.
And at this point, we'll have to leave you alone.
Thank you so very much.
We want to thank you so much indeed for agreeing to talk to us on Control TV.